Hello everyone, this is my first presentation video for the Science, Math, and Technology course. And as you can see, we're going to be talking about attitudes. That's what the first discussion board is about, and there's a reason for this, which I will get into in 1 minute. The first thing I want to talk about is just a review of welcoming to the course. Some of you may not be familiar with Blackboard. Some of you may have taken other courses and are not structured like mine. Mine is pretty well structured, where I have session folders. I have course session objectives in that written right underneath the folder. So, and I have a lot of videos and reading, and everything is pretty much organized so you can find it. And I talk about that in my other videos. So one of the first things you should do, and I'm just repeating this because I find that for the next 2 or 3 sessions I'll have to repeat this, that you need to look at my welcome memo. It's my very first teaching memo, and I sent it out. Actually, I sent it out twice because my roster changed, and people typically ignore it. I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't want to read and watch everything that there is to see, so you know exactly what's going on. If you go into and I'll go into the, if I can find my course here. Right on the announcement page, you'll find my, there's my welcome video. You can right-click and download my welcome document, welcome memo. And in it, I ask you to send me something. And I can tell who has read it by the way, by the response that I get in my email. And as of this point that I'm making this, I think I've only gotten 2 people that have responded to this. So, so make sure that you read my welcome memo. There's a lot of good information in there, and I ask you to send me something. So, all right. So, and in that very first syllabus, start here. There's click on me first videos. There's 5 of them. Many of you will look at that and say, I'm not watching that. But again, if you want to get an A+ in my course, you need to watch those videos. 3 of them are about, the last 3 are I made those for my 640 course, but they pertain to this course because I'm using the same kind of methods. I'm grading my discussion boards the same way. So make sure you look at the click on me first. Then you have to do your baseline survey. This is something that all Touro courses are now required to have. If you go into coursework by week, sessions folder, session 1, under assignments, you'll see the very first thing is your baseline survey. Now, your first one doesn't have to be real detailed and long because you're just beginning the course, but I want to know what your prior knowledge is. You know, what are some things you know or feel about math, science, and technology, about your experiences with it, et cetera, et cetera. So look at that. You'll click on the link here, and you will upload it as a Word document or a PDF file. So when you upload a document, you're going to go into Browse My Computer, click on that, and then you find it. So you write it as a Word document. Some of you may say, you know, in Word now you can save your work as a PDF file. I prefer Word documents, but PDF file is okay because I can write right on it in Blackboard. So when you go in to check your grades, you'll see my comments on your baseline survey. So, so click on me first, start here, you know, videos, and then do the baseline survey. Then there are 2 articles on attitudes and math anxiety. I'm focusing mostly on math, but the same thing goes for science and technology. There are a lot of people that have the same kind of attitude and fears about math, about science and technology that they do about math. So this video, this PowerPoint presentation is going to be on examining that. And the purpose of the discussion board is for you to examine it and talk about it with your classmates. So there are 2 articles. One of the things you may not be aware of is that you have to upload your initial post in each discussion board. You have to upload it so it can be checked and safe assigned. So again, if you go into coursework by week, session 1, assignments, you'll see that here's the discussion board and here's the rubric I'm going to use to grade it. Here's where you'll upload your initial post. So you just click on it, and again, like the last assignment, you browse my computer. Please don't cut and paste or write your submission into the text box. Write it as a Word document, save it, and then upload it. So one of the things that everyone notices, and you see it on the internet, you see it everywhere, is that why is it okay to joke about one's math ability? Oh, I was never good at math. Oh, geez, you're struggling with math. I did too. Don't worry about it. I don't ever use math. But when you read the article, it's an article written about the United Kingdom, England, but it is true for our country as well. So when you read that article, you'll say, "Oh, this is England." Don't kid yourself. It's the same way in this country. And one of the problems is, for me, it was just the opposite. Math always came easy to me. So I had other issues teaching it. And when I first started teaching math in high school, I had just come from being a math major in college, doing calculus and differential equations and advanced mathematics. So when I started teaching high school math, I thought, man, this is easy. And so a lot of the things I would preface by saying, you're going to find this easy. This is easy. And I would explain it. Excuse me. And finally, somebody said to me, Mr. Mawhinney, that this isn't easy. It's not easy at all. And so what hit me was that, how did these students feel when I was saying it was easy and they were struggling with it? It was like, I must be stupid. So, so one of the things that you'll find in these articles is that 90% of elementary school teachers are female, and many of those female teachers weren't encouraged to be good at math. It was okay not to be a woman and not be good at math. And so what has happened is a lot of elementary school teachers don't have good feelings about mathematics, don't have great beliefs in their own mathematical ability, don't have confidence in their mathematical ability. So what you'll see in one of the articles, I believe it's a New York Times article, is that research suggests that math-anxious teachers affect girls' achievement. So that's kind of scary. So that your attitude, just your attitude, not your teaching ability, that your attitude alone can affect girls' achievement. So what can you do about it? All right. One of the things that I try to get teachers to do is to take this and use it as a mantra. This is important. You can do it. I won't give up on you. And think about how powerful this statement is. This is important. You can do it. I won't give up on you. Never, ever make jokes about math and how it's not okay to be good at math. I have two jokes that I got off the internet. One says, "Dear Math, I'm not a therapist. Solve your own problems," which kind of is leaning towards that. Hey, get away from me, Math. I don't want to be bothered with you. But math people have weird senses of humor, and here the one below it, never argue with a 90-degree angle, it's always right. Now that's kind of a positive joke about mathematics, so that's what I would encourage. That if you're going to have fun with math, make those kind of jokes about it, and you can find them all over the internet. Just Google math jokes, and you will find a lot of them. It's kind of like geeky humor, but it's fun. It's good stuff. So think about this expectation message, and this goes for any course. I mean, this is important. You can do it. I won't give up on you. You'll hear a lot throughout this course about Carol Dweck's work in a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. There was a time where we believed that if you didn't get it, then you were never going to get it. That you weren't smart enough, and that in order to be good at math, you had to be smart. I was told that my whole educational K through 12 educational career, because I was good in math. Tom Mawhinney is smart because he's good in math. So I had this belief in myself that I could do pretty much anything. So think about that. If you can empower your own students with that belief that they can do anything, how powerful is that? How confidence building is that? So this is one thing I try to give to all my students, that you take this expectation message and transfer it to your students. When I was being trained to observe and analyze teaching by John Safir, who wrote the book, who co-authored the book, The Skillful Teacher, which I will mention throughout this course. He charged all of us in this course to go and find teachers that were giving this message. And I looked, I visited classrooms, I observed teachers. I couldn't find it until finally I found it in a math teacher, where this young man named Jabrell came into class late, didn't have his book, didn't do his homework, and she said, "Jabrell, come on up and do problem number 2. He said, "I didn't do my homework." He said, "That's okay. I know you can do this problem. Come on up and do it." "Now, I didn't do my homework. I'm not going to come up." She said, "No, I know you can do this problem. Come up here." So she pushed him, and finally he gave up, and he went up, did the problem, got it right, and she patted him on the back. So did she yell at him for not doing, "Okay, you didn't do your homework, you stupid, sit down there, be dumb"? She didn't give up on him. And I was like, I've never seen a teacher do that before. So that's what this means. This is important. You can do it, and I won't give up on you. You may give up on yourself, but I am not going to give up on you. As I said, don't joke about math. You'll see I'm going to put a little clip in here from a video that I posted in next session's course materials. It's Rita Pearson, who does a wonderful video on personal relationships, and I think if I can get it, I'm going to see if I can show you a little piece of it right now. It's right here. Now she's doing this wonderful presentation on relationships, forming relationships with your student, and here's what she says about math.
I taught a lesson once on ratios. I'm not real good with math, but I was working on it.
Okay. Now, did you hear that? I mean, did you hear the laugh in the crowd? It's like, okay, it's okay not to be good. I wasn't that good at math, but I'm working on it, So it's like communicating to people that it's okay not to be good at math. So, don't joke about that. I mean, because it becomes endemic. It becomes ingrained in people that you have to be a genius to be good at math. Also, if you have math, science, or technology anxiety issues, then just act enthusiastic about it. Some people say fake your attitude. And I once had one of my students who was an elementary school teacher, and she said, "Dr. Mawhinney, I hated math, but when I was teaching it, I faked like I like it." I mean, and I wouldn't go so far as to say fake it, because kids can usually tell when you're faking. I mean, but she was actually enthusiastic. She acted enthusiastic about it. So if you can do that, that's important, because your students, when I was a high school principal, one of my mottos that I put all over the place is that enthusiasm is contagious. And I was enthusiastic. I mean, and a lot of teachers hated me because of it, because they were grumpy. They didn't like kids. They shouldn't have been in the teaching profession. So they hated it when I was trying to get everybody to be enthusiastic. But enthusiasm is contagious. The teachers you've had that were enthusiastic, and you said, man, I can't wait to get to that class. And lastly, make it fun and relevant. In math, in science, there's all kinds of ways that you can use problem solving to get kids' curiosity. I mean, in science, inquiry, the experts are always pushing inquiry in science, having kids create their own questions. Anyway, so the reason I'm doing this discussion board is to make you aware, because awareness is key. It's like anything in life. Is that you have to make some of the things that you do unconsciously, you have to bring them to the surface. You have to make them aware. I may I may sound like some kind of mystical guru here, but it really is important that you become aware of your attitude. So for this discussion board, you have to make sure you confront your own feelings about it. Be honest about it. Get it out there and say, yeah, I hated math, and I had this teacher that made math miserable for me. I know I had a friend who hated math, and then she went to summer school, and this teacher made math wonderful for her. And she said, wow, I like math now. So it's amazing how you can transform kids just by your attitude. Search the ways in this discussion board for ways to overcome negativity and share those with us. So in my discussion boards, they're inquiry based. I want you to go out and find stuff that will enhance the discussion boards, that will take it deeper, that will make us learn from you, including me. I mean, you'll see things when I start adding course materials, you'll see notes on them. This was shared by so-and-so, and it's a former student, because I take pride in the fact that my students are teaching me, and I'm growing all the time, as you should as well. Also look for some general ideas for making math, science, and technology fun and engaging. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for math plus me equals fun, or science plus me equals fun, or technology plus me equals fun. And that's the bottom line. Some people says, I'm not here to make school fun. But if you make school engaging, it becomes fun. People get into what we call flow. People lose track of time. They get involved in it because, wow, this is great stuff. And it can be. And your awareness is the first thing. Your attitude is key. So that's it for my first presentation. You can reference my this presentation in your video. Dr. Tom said in his presentation, yada, yada, yada. So that's always good for brownie points. All right.